Okay, hopefully we are back in business now. Some slight technical hiccups there. Instead of lowering the resolution you guys were viewing it at, I lowered the resolution that I was. It was taking off my screen, so I ended up with just a section of my screen. But easily rectified. Okay, sorry about the delay. We'll go back to the battle between Fatal Cowboy, Hans, DeCastra, and Ivor Wolfhard. And the map will be Bloodpine Woods. Put a screen blocker up nice and early so I don't forget. Okay, the players have been told.
But I did tell them it was going to be a 2-minute break just to stretch or whatever, because people have been sat here for a couple of hours now.
So I will
Do the same thing that I've suggested and have a quick stretch, but it'll only be a minute.
Okay, and we're back, though it looks like the lobby may have crashed when Hans arrived. That is a shame. I can't even kick people, I'm just going to have to create a new lobby and hope they know. Oh, they do. Great thing about Discord. In fact, oh, I've pressed the wrong blooming button. I'll try again. Got to tick the box.
That says that I'm not a player.
And then I need to remember what the map it was. Oh, Bloodpine. Okay, it's worked when Hans joined this time. Sometimes the same player will bug the lobby lots. Never quite sure why. Okay. Oh, I thought I had done it again for a second then. Not a problemless stream, but thank you everyone who's sticking with it. Appreciate it. Okay, we've got Cowboy and Hans, and then it'll be DeCastra and Ivor on the other side. Cowboy, Ivor, De Castro, Hans for this time. I'll wait till everyone's here. Perfect. So, Cowboy. It is much easier to
Give them a pick order than it is when I'm normally doing it manually. Listen, man. Not a great surprise from Cowboy, to be honest. He's a strong lizardman player, plays him a lot. Now, De Castro, Dark Elves, yeah, makes sense. Hans playing Spirit of the Jungle. Oh, we've got 2 lizardmen. And then Ivor.
Glory to Grundy, I don't know what that means. No, dwarves. I don't speak enough Warhammer. Okay. Should be interesting. So Hans and Cowboy, both lizards, should be very interesting. De Castro and Ivor. Oh, they've already picked their armies. This is a pre-build. So once again, they should be slightly faster to put together before we get in there, because we've got 2 armies already built. Some interesting builds going on here. Interesting stuff in these armies, I assure you. It should be quite an interesting matchup to see how they deal with the stronger sides of things here. De Castro with dwarves, yeah. De Castro not playing dwarves himself, at least. That would be too much of a shock. Yeah, satisfy the grudge. And all that. Speaking of satisfying grudges, it isn't often we see Thorgrim, even since the Age of Reckoning buffs that he got. So I am surprised about that. Okay, we're nearly there now. These armies are starting to look full. There'll be some interesting challenges in these armies for both sides. Oh, we've had a complete shift from one of the armies, but now, I don't want to give too much away. One of the sides has a significant issue in how they deal with part of the other sides that they haven't got an answer to at the moment, which should make for a bit of a shock value, I would imagine. What's going on there? He's just checking something, okay. God, I hope he saved his army. He did. And it has been met as the problem, which is good. Not brilliantly, but it exists, which is a hell of a step up. And possibly, it depends on the timing as to what else is going on. I honestly don't know. But I'm always down for sub-commanders, right now, you know that. So long as I can get as long as the timing's right. Yeah, if anyone does want to get involved with battles using the end times or tournaments and stuff in the future, do hop into the Discord. Yeah, it is a good time. There's a lot of players. Very active at the moment. In fact, by the time I woke up today, there was 8 players already playing. So it's not the quite a difficult thing to get a modern multiplayer game that it once was. Times have changed on that front. Okay, we're getting there. Again, it'll take a minute for Cowboy to load in, but it's fine. I'll start telling you about the armies. The issue that's going to be seen here is the dwarves have brimstone gyrocopters and a gyro bomber, as well as a dragon and harpies. While lizardmen don't really have enough ranged or air of their own to deal with that. Though they've still done a Sotek for reasons unbeknownst to me, can hit the air. I don't know if I can change that or not, because it's a vortex. I don't doubt it. But somehow, putting snakes out in a pile on the ground does hurt air, so there's a chance that that can be used. But there's no Ripidactyls, no Pterodons, none of the natural counters. There's plenty of skinks though, red-crested and otherwise. The cohort of Sotek and a big old dino squad with an engine of the gods, Bristol on a Sotek and a solar engine. Solar engine, that'll be okay against the air. Then a Saurus front line being brought by Hans, with a Croxigor flank backed by Cowboys' Feral Cold Ones. Nakai the Wanderer, of course, being brought here. He's become very popular lately. And a couple of Cold One Riders, Bastildon, and a Bastildon with a Revocation Crystal, and Gorok. The Gorok-Nakai combination, if kept close to each other, is phenomenal, because Gorok can last a long time in a fight but gets tired. And if you put Nakai near him, giving him perfect vigour to everything around, it can be brutal in that combination. If they stay within 30 metres, it's a brutal combination. Of course, Nakai's actually at his best, moving around quite a bit, giving people vigour back. Yeah, Nakai and Gorok. On the other side, we've got a pretty brutal Doom squad in the sky of Brimstone, Gyro, Crows of Cain and regular Harpies. And every way of cracking a nut that's ever existed. Sledgehammers. Pete Gale, they've just gone. Of course they have. Longbeard Axemen, Amoras, Pete Gate Guard, Bolt Fiends behind, Dark Shards and Rune Guardians over in the trees, because they don't really care about trees, they just smash them out of the way. Longbeards on the front, and then a Charybdis, which, with all the dinosaurs on the field, could come in handy, especially with the lack of ranged. A couple of Dark Riders, Brides of Cain, Corsairs, Dreadspears, Blackguard of Nagarond. And Malekith isn't on a dragon. I was completely wrong about that. Malekith is on a cold one. He must have a smattering of spells though. Yeah, and items. Oh, next to Grumbindal. So this is heresy right here. Grumbindal and Malekith side by side. And the stream that I've seen hasn't stuttered yet, so I think our stream issues are over. Please let me know if you see any that I don't see. Yes, a grudge for the Grandmaster combo, absolutely. Cold One Riders in the trees, over on the right flank of the Lizardmen. It's going to be an interesting one. I personally think I'd rather have these armies than these. But I certainly wouldn't want to face this lizard army. And we're off. Strange deployment of the Longbeards in relationship to the Dark Elves there. Troops of uncovered hidden foes. What's hidden? That's Longbeards. Crows of Cain. Not quite sure what's going to happen to them. Southern Sotek does no longer has its poison on the javelins, but if they fly over and Kawa times this right, he can kill the air. He doesn't need to, they've stopped. Does he remember? I don't think he does. I think he decided to just ignore them. And wow, that is what happens when you put the lizard. My god. I think there are too many concerns to be thinking about whether to use the Arc of Sotek on that. Those Longbeards are going to rinse those skinks, but Red Crested skinks will do trade up quite well. So much defenders in there, and Felber still on barging through. But there's a lot of heavy metal here. Just a lot. Whoa! And that is targeting the gyro bomber by looks of things. Charybdis pushing in to try and take out the Sotec, but that is gonna do a lot. Look at those. Look at that damage value rise. Blackguard around, taking a pounding. Oh my god. That is not a good start for the lizard men. I understand how it happened, and I pity the result. I can absolutely see why Cowboy did that, and I can absolutely see why it failed. That hurt a lot though. That was a good engine of the gods, and there's a good chance that the Sotec does actually recover. I imagine the Harpies will be used to try and chase it, but the cohort of Sotec can help stop it. Feral Bastillodon just doing Feral Bastillodon things. Engine of the gods caught out, but with Goliath. And the Lizardmen flank force has started to... If it needs to run around... If it engages the Rune Guardians, that could even be a game loser. But if it ignores the Rune Guardians and gets into this army, those Rune Guardians are going to take so long before they arrive. Come on, notice. That is actually a ricochet from the Solar Engine Bastillodon. Okay, these cavalry need to split up now of Hansers. One needs to come across here, or possibly into the back of there. Hopefully it will. That was a gorgeous chill wind, and we have seen the Castro get wins from his chill winds before in tournaments. I believe it was even the first tournament we ever had. And that is an Engine of the Gods Rampage, and I don't know what rampage. Oh, small group of Eradicate still of Sotec also rampaged. Depends if it really wants cold blood putting on it there. Nice hit there into the Dark Shards. But the Lizardmen are pushing well. They've pushed past what's part of Markov and yet another beautiful cast by the Castra. Those Blackguard not having a good day though. Nice pushing through with Hans. Did do what I said would be needed. That Bastillodon of Sotec is routing, and it looks like it's going to stay that way and not going to be able to get off a beautiful snake cast in the middle of that blob. These Dark Shards are in the wrong place. I know I'm a fan of saying that everything is choice and there is no wrong, but that's just the wrong place. They are not achieving anything there. Now they are. And that's a nice hit, and those Blackguard are not having a great day. And they're going to be fatigued. They're tired, they're not recovering from, and that is another big cast. Blade Wind, perhaps? Yeah. And if that goes down those skinks, no, it curved away. The Lizardmen live to fight another day. I believe they have sundering shots. Nikai the Wanderer needs to get into those bolt fiends. And the skinks at the back, I think it might be time to flank with. On the flip side of things, that Bastillodon of Sotec wants to be chased, otherwise it's going to come and ruin their days. That Engine of the Gods looks like it's going to miss, but it has managed to get the archers out of there, which means the cavalry at the back is going to be able to sweep in, deal with that. Brimstone Gyrocopters flying overhead, not really sure what they're doing. 81 kills though, 800 damage value, they're paying for themselves, certainly. Rune Guardians are arriving now. Peak Gate Guard. Waver. Corsairs being pushed back. Coldon Riders are just too much to micro. Need to get in there, down there. Bastillodon of Sotec needs to get in there as well, but it has only just recovered. And these skinks are behind. Also, there's a lot of troops back here that have recovered on both sides. They just have too much going on to deal with. But that's part of the game. Part of the game is drawing your opponent's attention. You're playing the person. That's gonna hurt if it goes off. If the lizardmen do not spot that, that could be a deciding. Oh my god. Wow. That hurt. And this blob, I don't even know. I'm not even trying to decide what's happening there. Malekith, turn these flags off so I can see. Malekith's getting attacked by Phil Coldwood's, backed up by Gromgindol in the newest entry in the Dance Cron. Rune Guardians are fighting backed up by Charybdis against the Kai and his monster squad. Thick throws of Kane flying and Saurus involved. And that is a perfect example of why I think that sometimes less UI is more information. And it looks like I was wrong in my initial assessment of these armies. The lizardmen pulling ahead in some excellent play. Those P-Gate Guard can easily be cleaned up. And 1, 2, 3, 4. The attack orders now need to be given on the side of Dwarves and Dark Elves. There is some leeway given. So what's the scores? 2 kills, 2 wins to Decastra and Ivor and Pejad and Atlas. 1 to Cowboy and Hans, but I think they're about to get another one. 0 to PD and Bokeh, and I forgot what you nicknamed yourself, Ragbags. JGH, Ragnar and Mickey. But no one has won more than 2 games, and the people who've lost both games still have 2 games to go. So hopefully we don't end up with an all-the-way tie, because I don't know what the hell I'll do with that information. I can't very well do another tournament, so so long as there's some consistency in the victories, we're alright. I'm not doing this till the other hour of the morning. I'm not doing this till 9 AM. So hopefully we get some consistency of result. Charybdis is gone. The Longbeard's hidden in the trees. Honestly, it's near the point where they can just concede, but Nakai's recovering everything. The Gyrocopters, yeah, the Dwarves have to give an attack order, which they have. As soon as this unit's routed, the Dwarves have to land in melee. Yeah, that was a well played by the Lizardmen. I'm not entirely sure what the exact turning point was there. I can't identify. I think it was the arrival of the Croxigors down here combined with the victory on the right flank of the cavalry. Position, position, and position. The troops were better. I maintain that the better army was the Dwarves and the Dark Elves. But the position, taking this, won the game, and that is what it's all about for me. It's the tactics beat the army. So that's a win for Cowboy and Hans, and a loss, the first loss, for Decastra and Ivor. Okay, 7th is PD and Bokeh against GJH, Mikey and Ragnar. That was well played on both sides. I'd like to see what these damage stats are looking like. Actually, PD, I think it was the other way around. I think they died because of the swing, which is why it's difficult to pinpoint exactly what happened. I mean, it didn't help, to be sure. Yeah, too many Longbeards there, I think, that didn't actually hold off. But my god, did the aircraft do well. And the Blackguard being bullied by Cowboy's solar engine did not help matters. Those cavalry got a nice charge in, and the Charybdis did well. There was a lot of good play on both sides there. The quality of play is definitely high. Nakai 2,500. The Nakai's a beast. Gorok, on the other hand, told Nakai to hold his beer and decided to go on even more of a rampage. So this is the 7th game of the round robin tournament, and currently we have a 3-way tie, which is the one thing we didn't want to happen. Because it's difficult to get a tiebreaker that works there. But we shall see how it goes. Okay, what's Stochastra doing here? And Cowboy. Don't like that map. Okay. Mickey's restarting the game. Okay, he's here. Haven't had long heal yet. That was a really good game, Cowboy. I have said on the stream that I'm not quite sure what the swing point was, but that made it even better. Okay, so first pick PD, GJH, Bokeh, Mickey. Yeah, I think that was one of the best we've had yet so far, actually. Red Crested Skinks. Definitely a big factor. And there we go, there's the Eshin. I guessed right, just at the wrong time. PD Clan Eshin. Hide your lords. GJH gets to pick. I'm guessing Cult of Pleasure. It's quite comfortable with the Dark Elves. I believe he's played with them specifically, and it's good against Skaven. Alternatively, we're going to get a Skaven mirror match. Bold choice. Skaven Moors. Bokeh. Tomb Kings, where's Ajmook? Is he still in the chat, or does he miss the Tomb Kings? Noska. Yeah, nice pink one from... Oh, hang on. Never mind, he's already done it. Thought it'd take him longer than that. Okay, so far the armies are exactly what I expected. None of these are curveballs so far. Oh no, I take it back. That was a curveball. Nearly kicked Ragnar from the game with a misclick there. Okay, we've got some nice armies. At least the starts of them. Honestly, devastating builds. Ooh, some nice choices in this army. I like this. And indeed that one. Two very different Skaven armies here. Should be very interesting to see how that goes, because despite the fact that they are the same faction, they diverge to a very large degree in how they're actually going to fight. Not all similar. But dealing with the Tomb Kings is honestly the thing that I think is going to be the hardest. It's going to come down to Norska, I think, in how to deal with the Tomb Kings. Okay, nice Norskan army. Nice Skaven. Pardon me. And some devastating choices. I think I like Bucky's army best here. We'll see how it goes though. This map, it's not a bad one for Skaven. Don't think there's massive advantages to many factions here. That's partly why I picked the map, but these trees here make a big difference to any cavalry engagement. Makes it interesting. It's a Bretonian map. Really limits the cavalry play somewhat. But there's this big open area over this side that's of significance if you're using that sort of thing, which of course means you can move the battle down here if you're not. It'll be interesting to see how much this is going through the heads of the players and whether they just go, oh, there's a hill here, which is what I find happens 90% of the time, is people go, ooh, raised bit, I should be here. It's definitely something that I do it myself. It's definitely something that I think is a weakness of most players, is that they think about where their army is and not where it's going to be. Using these trees as cover from missiles, or using them from a way in from this side when this hill's in your way to stop the cannonballs, that sort of thing, often not given its due weighting. So I'm very happy if I end up being proved wrong on this one. But it's a rarity. And it looks like I've loaded in because the buttons have appeared in the corner. Okay, right, we can show you these armies. We're going to start with the Skaven and Norska, because it's much easier to see these from a distance. This is a smaller army by about 1,000 men. Polak Storm Vermin, Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, Bone Breakers, Red Guard, Skaven Slayers, Waltwood Jezzails, Quick Head Taker, 2 Watt Lightning Cannons, Sensors which are great against Tomb Kings. Good damage despite the magic attacks. They've got enough armor piercing to deal with constructs, and with the magic attacks they get through the physical resistance of the skeletons. Very nice pick to deal with the Tomb Kings. Polak Storm Vermin, more Sensor Bearers, Rat Ogres, and then some Giant Rats, which the poison will help deal with the undead, and it's also very good against Skaven. And we've got a Marauder front line from Mickey, with Bondsman just for that extra bit of holding. Berserkers. Lord bottom left map. Okay, that's cool. That's PE pinging. A couple of champions, so we might be able to get that bingo. And Fimir, so there's a lot of marks to be had. And some ice trolls. And of course, the Frostworm that can't go unmentioned. So the reason and Throg as the Lord. The reason I mention this, quite a elite Skaven build. Lots of heavy hitters, armour, staying power, plus a set of Skaven Slayers. Skaven, why not? Whereas on the other side, we've got a very light Eshin force. We've got Deathmaster Snickitch with, of course, Eshin's Triads, and I imagine the Paw of Eshin. Yep, there they are. Wolf Rats behind again, similar reasoning. A nice Archer Corps. And I wonder if Boki was reading the conversation yesterday in the chat about how you use Tomb King Archers and using the Blessed Legion of Redacted to lower the armour so that the other ones can do more damage to armoured units. Nerkaran, Warsman, and then there's a Clan Rat Corps with some Plague Monks, so it's a very light with another Eshin contingent. So it's a very light Skaven build. Boki's ready? This is the setup, I wonder why those are there. Skeleton Spearman as a core, with a Tomb Guard flank to really hold. Mutant Rat Ogres to beat any Norscan Wildkin. Plague Monks, Archers on the flank, and the Pièce de Resistance, Chosen of the Gods. They are going to wreak havoc this game. And the Bone Giant, something not seen as much as it once was, but very good all-round unit. Plenty of weapon strength, plenty of melee, and with a bow on top of that, it's a very good point-blank fighter. Now, I'm not sure how well placed these are, because I can't see the enemy from here. Which makes me wonder whether those Fimir are going to get lightning in the rear. And that's the Purr of Jezzails though. Never noticed that symbol before. The nice thing about Jezzails here is that they're going to go through 3 models. So these Clan Rats have taken a significant chunk of damage that the Skeleton Warriors just won't take any. I think they are just now realising that the cannon are in the wrong place. Oh my god, I missed that completely. That was not a good start. The Giant Rats have been munched on by the Wolf Rats, as is the expected behaviour when there's that big a size difference. Skaven Slayers against Clan Rats. The Clan Rats really take too much defensive ability on the shielded Clan Rats in particular to have that be a good trade. I'm not sure I would even charge in the Plague Monk. I think I would let the Ice Trolls do it. I think that would be a fight better avoided. This, on the other hand, Plague Monks into Eshin's Triads, well worthy of that trade. Okay, the Eshin contingent and the Clan Mulder Far Sweepers are going to cause a problem over on the left flank. The Polak Stormvermin caught out and going at the front of the Clan Rats is a crying shame. Those Marauders are having a bad day. As the Chosen of the Gods, a Shabsy pour on from a distance. Here it comes. Polak Stormvermin taking the brunt of it as well. But, see, this is what makes Warhammer really suited to this sort of game. Scenes like that. Frostworm is in there. Mutant Rat Ogre's a good counterpick to deal with any trolls. Clan rats have broken. That means that if these units go thick and square like this, those Stormwind can get in through this gap and into those units, draw these down the flank. If that happens, we're looking at a very dangerous situation, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It is a difficult micro task, and it looks like Mickey has had a bit of a micro slip up there, accidentally selected more units than he anticipated and moved across, but if it comes that way, it might work out in his favour. And the Wolf Rats are just devouring the Wolf Lightning Cannons, which have not shot, to my knowledge. There's been a significant issue with their placement. As I say, the best way of doing it is see what they can see. If you can't see where the enemy is, you can't shoot where the enemy is. Second phase of Lamp Souls is just propped, and the Red Guard with Quick Head Taker taking on the Tomb Guard. That is a nice trade. The Red Guard's armour, not much to the Tomb Guard stuff, but they're just better, to be honest. The huge rats bigger than men against people in a muscle at all. It's not really a contest. No, the Tomb Guard keep coming back because they're dead. Man for man. Oh, that's going to hurt. What the hell spell is that? Back in the black. This is going to be Purple Sun, and it's going to hurt like hell. Everyone is scarpering. You need to get out of there. Oh my god, that's every unit. So many applications of that contact effect that it's so good against low model count. That hurts like hell. What happened there? I have no idea what that was. I think it was an animation on the Frostle I've never seen before. Possibly because of the increased graphic settings to have. Oh! That Bone Giant very nearly skewered it. Very nearly missed and hit the Rat Ogres and hit that tree. The Rat Ogres beating back that Eshin contingent. Ice Trolls standing firm. This is going to be a close one. Berserkers hitting the sides of the warriors, and oof, a mighty blow. This is close. This is very close. The Red Guard and the Marauders pushing back. It may be time to get into the Great Boat of Shabti. Now I thought the Tomb Kings were going to have a... Oh, if these units do not move right now, they are going to end up becoming pink mushrooms. The Great Boat of Shabti mixed with the Bone Giant, sorry, Truffle Gods, mixed with the Bone Giant is a brutal combination. Look at the state of that, they've got their backs turned. Each volley was being stopped by the shields before. As soon as their backs turned, those Chosen Volleys just decided to put 30. Realm of Souls of Shabti chewing them on. Throg, the Troll King, in the back of the Bone Giant, smacking it to hell. Frostworm starting to get chunked down though, Mutant Rat Ogres and Deathmaster Snickitch nearby with the Eshin's Paw. That is going to be an area where Eshin wins by the looks of things at the moment, as indeed is this. Eshin is starting to win the rear, but this flank has been completely lost by that same side. Very difficult to tell how it's going to work. Deathmaster Sigil down on Throg, stopping him really getting any killing power going and doing a little bit of damage around him. Red Guard and Clear deciding they actually don't want to be here and that they are leaving. Balance of power swinging in Eshin and the Two Kings' favour. This is one of the best mid games we've had, I think. Very difficult to tell who the victor is at this point. This is definitely going to be a factor though. Those Mutant Rat Ogres running the Frostworm down. Oh, a Purple Sun that I didn't see coming. Someone's Lord's dead. Guessing it's a Jarl? No, can't be a Jarl. Arkan the Black is dead. That is a major thing that I didn't see coming. But Throg the Troll King is getting absolutely pounded from lots of directions. He's got the Eshin Triad, he's got Deathmaster Snitch, Eshin's Paul, and then tons of Night Runners capitalising on his lower down. His health is going to plummet, and that Bone Giant proving that it can hit, no matter what disgruntled King players will say. And a second. Problem with this tightly packed force, it's a difficult battlefield to navigate for the players as this. I can tell it's a difficult battlefield for me to navigate. These marauders are taking a pounding. Actual arrows as well as these. Just the god shots. Just decapitating marauders. Every shot. We'll go back to the overview, but that just looked too cool to miss. And Deathmaster Sigil blowing up a load of his own triads. That is gruesome. Quick head taker. Trying to prove that tough is better than sneaky. Not convinced he's right about that. Whirling blades and snickish stand out really beautifully. I'm going to turn these flags off for a second so we can see a little better what's going on. And that's counterintuitive to many, but that's what I'm going to go with. Got some routing Skaven, got some recovering Plague Monks, and that seems to be the nail in the coffin. Oh my god, I did think that was going the other way at one point. It was only the defeat of it. If it wasn't for the misplacement of the wall lightning cannons, and if a couple of maybe another Marauder or something back here, that could have gone very differently. There's a lot of very square unit formation. I mean, it shows that the gods, instead of getting their 129 kills, had been pounded by what lightning cannons. I think the difference between victory and defeat here is shown in how small it is. And oh, there's bone breakers. I just forgot about that. Judging by the help no one else had, decided just to rip everything to shreds. Of course, there is somewhere Ragnar's unit that isn't going to be a participant, but I don't know where it is. So no one's at risk of getting caught on it. Oof! The Bone Giant showing it can hit his own team as well. Yeah, and Ragnar's dropped out, Mickey's dropped out, and that'll mean that GJH is dropped out as well. But a damned good showing there, and I think it is worth mentioning here that PD and Bouquet were a favourite to win this tournament for a more sheep, and both very good players, and I think this battle showed that. GJH and Mickey are GGH is completely new to the mod without a veteran teammate like the other players have, apart from Ragnar advising but not fighting with them. And Mickey is almost entirely new to the game completely, and I think it is worthy of mention and appreciation just how well that they're playing under the conditions that they're faced with. And I thought this was a good time to point that out, because that was a particularly good game, and Nehekar and Horseman, let that be a lesson. To anyone who doesn't like the Nehekar and Horsemen, I think they are phenomenal units and completely underutilised. Skeleton Archers didn't do so hot, but then they didn't really need to do so hot because the positioning didn't require it. Bone Giant earned its keep, well worthy of being brought despite the naysayers. PD's army, Snickich did well. The Mutant Rat Ogres did very well because that was a lot against trolls. All these rat units did well. The Gutter Runners and Night Runners, I think, were a big swing factor. Port of Eshin did well. All that did very well. The Sensor Bearers, as I say, did quite well, but the problem was that there weren't many Plague Monk Sensor Bearers. What Jezreel's Rat Ogres. Redguard, again, a very nice army. And then Mickey's army. Berserkers, 1.8 thousand damage value. 600 at 1.8 thousand. 1.8 thousand. Just incredible stuff from both players there. All four players there. And just well played to everyone. Okay, the next battle is presumably Pajad. I haven't looked yet. Yeah, 8th battle is Pajad Atlas against DeCastra and Ivor. Okay, wait for Ivor's arrival, and then we will get on with the next map once I've picked what it is, because I forgot. Oh, mosquito swamps. Oops. One of the more irritating features. If you don't click off properly, it switches your map. Just giving anyone a heads up who doesn't know that mosquito swamps isn't a swamp. Despite it looking like it on here. I think it was originally designed as one, perhaps. The contouring looks like a swamp, but it is not a swamp. It's a tiny slither of water at one point. Okay, oh, we'll get a screen blocker up nice and early. Yeah, it's got nice undulating territory, which is always great for Total War play. Barrow Legion, okay, great. I mean, I wasn't expecting it. That's brilliant. Okay, Chaos from Ivor. He's really more renowned for playing Order factions. I am surprised. Pajad is Musion, do you think? They're very similar things to Musion and the Barrow Legion. I think Pajad's... I don't know what he'll go for. Maybe... Oh, standard counts. A double undead. I reckon Vlad von Karstein. And then... Yeah, there has been a lot of double factioning. Okay. DeCastra is playing the dwarves. I think that's a surprise to everyone. I suppose until game 3 comes, you've got to play your Chaos and your Dwarf separately. Unless you use the expanded rosters mod, which I suggest everyone does. It's a hell of a project they've put in there. Yeah, if you beat Pajad as the dwarves, we'll never hear the end of it. Yeah, he says it's personal. Oh, I think universally, anyone who was rooting for Pajad and Atlas is now rooting just for DeCastra to win this, because it's dwarves against Pajad. I mean, of course. Chaos dwarves. Oh my god. Okay, there is some interesting picks going on. Dwarves can be good into undead. But the problem with the dwarves against the undead is that the dwarves tend to want a long fight and the undead tend to be better at that. And so it's a very tough call. Double undead. The trick for the dwarves here is going to be going, why have I brought all these shields? Put them down, pick up a load of axes. And to say, we've got to win the air war. If the undead win the air war, the dwarves can really struggle. But they have that range support to win. And so that synergy needs to be there within your build. Especially if you can get support from your teammate to do that. Then that's even better. Something like a Chaos Dragon or Manticores, that sort of thing, goes down quite well. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's looking a bit better. Yeah, see, I'd be swapping a few of these units around in some of these armies. The downside of pre-building your armies is that you don't necessarily have them completely tailored for the force that you're facing. Magic attacks will be needed on some units here. Or the dwarves can bring a runesmith which can get magic attacks in a 40-meter radius around them through forge fire. Pretty handy for this sort of fight. Gone are the days where a single unit of Cairnwraiths could just chew up a load of dwarves because they struggle to get magic attacks, despite the fact that they're famous for making magic weapons. Some interesting builds here. Some more tailored to the foe than others. All pretty damn strong. There's some choices here that are very difficult for the vampire counts to deal with. There are also some choices here that I don't think are optimal. It's on both sides. Of course, there's no pressure on me, and I can see both armies. Easy for me to say. The fact remains, it's not a criticism of the player. It's just not the ideal army. Yeah. If it wins, though, it wins. There's a little more to it than that. Surprised at the Lord and hero choices for some of these. I think a lot of these could stand being merged into a single choice and saving the money into more army, but that tends to be more of a reflection on how I fight than it does anything else. Or maybe they know something I don't. Or some better choices in these armies as time's gone on. Okay, we're getting there now. And we're in. Screen blocker, thank you. I'm glad someone's here to remind me. So this, I believe, is the 8th game of 10. And so far we have a 3-way tie. But 2 of the teams that are in that tie are in this battle. So we shall see. Because there can't be a 3-way tie after this battle. Somebody has to have 3 wins after this fight, which is going to be great news for me. Okay, and great news for you guys. You get to see Goliath. Look at the size of that beast. That's a man. Alternatively, on the toe of Goliath's son here. Look at the size of him, and of course, the disadvantage of playing 2 sets of counts is you do not have any range to chunk him down with. I just thought I'd appreciate Goliath for a minute. And a hell cannon to force them towards them and stop them getting that sort of sit back, relax kind of feel. Chaos Marauders for the bit of shield wall, giving the strong vigour. A couple of Chaos units, Chaos Warriors, Chosen, and normal Chosen. I do not think that necessarily the best choice was to have these shield conversions. I think something without, I think, you know, missile block chance is a waste. The extra defense, again, a bit of a waste. Just not great. You're not going to out attrition the counts. And then some what looks like poisoned warhounds, which will do well given the slow nature of the fight. And at long last, a giant. A brutal beast. A runesmith with, if it's Decaster bringing the dwarves, he's at least going to bring some magic. Rune Guardians with their very shiny beards. Gilded. Human mercenaries in the employ of the dwarves before anyone screams about dwarves having cavalry. And there is a law basis. P-gate guards for those magic attacks, although the Rune Smith will deal with that a lot. A couple of blasting miners. And if anyone's wondering what's going on with the blasting charge compared to vanilla, it's because they are fused on a timer, not on impact. Some Ranger Axemen, they're going to cause some havoc. Dwarf Warriors, which is the unit that I think really doesn't have as much of a place against the undead. I think Dwarf Axe Warriors are a much better choice. Much better choice, rather. And then a Lord. I'm not sure why there's just a standard Lord. I don't know what that does, though. Bit of vigour, I suppose. I think a Rune Lord would have been a better choice than a Runesmith and a Lord, personally. I think that would have just given an extra unit and done the same thing. I think that's just an inefficient use of money. And somewhere at the Storm Wardens, there they are. Very dangerous over short distances. Very useful unit with the fast speed ambushing. Okay, and then we're into the Vampire Army. A lot of dead things. In summary, a zombie frontline which is going to do very little in this fight, apart from against Dwarf Warriors where it'll do a little. And then skeletons, which, given how few guns there are, aren't going to do all that much, apart from be a massive drain on fatigue. Kenwraiths, which you need to avoid the Rune Smith like the plague. A lot of Graveguard, which are going to be a menace. This is the true killing power of the army, is everything behind here. In true Count's form, they've got everything that's not going to do anything up here, and everything's going to do everything back here. Loads of Graveguard. Blood Knights, looking very shiny. Crypt Horrors. Heinrich Kemmler, another Blood Knight. Crypt Horrors again. 2 more Grave. And Vargeist on each flank of Atlases. 4 Fellbats, which might be overkill. I don't think there's enough troops that are low enough armour. and some crypt ghouls, which are a great choice, including the Feasters in the Dusk, or Dark, or whatever it is they eat. Storm Wardens on that there hill, which are going to get spotted instantly and going to be a problem. There was a flying contingent for the dwarves. Maybe it's gone. Maybe he changed his mind on the army. I didn't notice. Poisoned wolfhounds at the back. Is that a balefire? Unholy lodestone. Again, it's a useful thing, do not get me wrong, it's unholy lodestone. But in a game against the dwarves and chaos, you're probably going to hit your healing cap anyway. I don't think that that's necessarily worth it. I think a balefire to change the pace of the battle in a certain area of your choosing, especially when Thorkin Grudgebearer is a possibility where he can also speed it up. For you to be able to go, I'm going to use your defense buffs against you, defense debuffs against you, and make it even more debuffed. A potent thing. I think I would have gone for Balefire there and add an extra 1 gold. But then there's the standard corpse guy again. It seems unfortunate because it would be such a good inclusion in this army. Anyway, these armies are the ones we've got, and they're very nice. Despite my critique. But yeah, Kulix Sun Eater, he's going to be the thing that all eyes are on. Oh, I can't even zoom in that close to look at him. Kulix Sun Eater, that is the face of what's going to be most destructive as chance. More likely than not. He doesn't have much defence, because good luck missing that, basically. But he also has 16,000 health. Okay. That lack of movement that you're seeing is the realisation that Kulix Sun Eater is here. And Ingles a Hellcannon. I would probably target the Cairnwraith to give maximum fear. But I always advise that people shoot where it doesn't matter if they miss and they'll hit something else, and so this central pocket over here is a good one. That's one of the biggest tricks in this mod. Is to say, doesn't really matter that it's less accurate because I'm going to hit something. You're aiming at armies, not men, and it's an important thing to factor into your targeting. And the AI often just shoots at the nearest thing, which often means it's the front of your army, which means when it misses it hits your second rank exactly like that. So it works for them too. Fellbats are going to have a nice time if they come across them in their rangers and their Storm Wardens. Oh, that is a shame for the dwarves. Then he needs to turn those Thunderers and go pop, or he's going to lose some valuable stuff to some cheap stuff, which is never a good thing. Oh! Clipped. I'm not sure why Pajad's pulled out there. I think there must have been too much range for him. Ivar deciding to show his hand and say, alright, land if you want to lose them. This is why it would have been a bad idea to deploy on the right flank with those hidden units. The stuff there is great at killing them. That was a nice volley from the Thunderers. What's the mark? Isn't one yet. Might be deciding he doesn't need a mark. That's a bit of him. It's better leaving the choice till later. Might have just forgotten. Had to sell. I hear the purring of Thunderers. I don't know what they're shooting at. Blood Knight? No, I've no idea. Graveguard? Not sure that's a good call. Kulix Sun Eater starts his rampage. And what a way to start it. And this is why he was the one to watch. Though, if I were a betting man, I would say that was a curse of years. Yep. That's how you fight Kulix Sun Eater. These Rune Guardians don't get tired. They're the ones who should be doing this. And Blood Knight Fellback combination has ripped those Ranger Axemen. That is unfortunate if your name happens to be the Castra. These Thunderers are doing alright over there, don't get me wrong. Nice opening to shoot those Cryptors there and summon. There? No? There. I knew I heard it. Big guard intermingled with the Dwarf Warriors. And a nice spell coming down from Goliath Sun Eater, smacking into admittedly Skeleton Warriors, so it doesn't matter. Ooh, it's a good job for that doesn't actually damage, friends. Graveguard have managed to flank the Chosen, which is unfortunate for the Chaos Forces, and these Rune Guardians and Co need to get in the back of those if they can, and these Blood Knights are going to hunt some down. Make sure the walls and Dowie there. No Runes of Wrath and Ruin gone down yet, which is strange, because I thought that was one of the big features of this force, is that this whole thing was going to get cooked. I think some misclicks perhaps moving in there, because he's just realised at the last second what's going on. There we go. Exactly where I thought. This is going to look pretty, so I'm going to give it a moment. The skeletons are going to die. Okay. Those poor dead boys. Goliath Sun Eater taken a reasonable chunk of damage so far, 6,000. Still got 10,000 health left. Rune Guardians have magic attacks come what may, so they're always an option against the Chaos. This to me looks like a vampire count lead, despite the fact that Colight's on the field. I think, that could change things. Okay, hit the Graveguard. I haven't seen Krell. I don't know if anyone else has. I'm sure Heinrich Kemmel's on the field. There he is. Oh, Krell's one of the... That's why Cole isn't doing quite as hot, because he's exhausted and Krell is hitting him. That does explain some things. Those Kenwraiths are going to rip unless some magic is brought. See, that would have been a good cast on... Yeah, where is Krell? He's there. Can I have a glass of water? That's the only possible response. And we've got a summon on the Dwarf Warriors. Again, you can't out-nutrition the undead. Big choppy things. Should not be holding shields. Storm Wardens, on the other hand, are a much better pick, despite the fact that they haven't done exceedingly well. They are chopping up a fair bit, mind. Oh, no idea what happened to the screen there. Goliath Sun Eater is starting to lose, and Krell is fine because there's so much bogging him down. He can't get a hit off, he needs support. He is an island unto himself. Doesn't mean it's a good idea to use him that way. I'm not seeing much rune magic. I am very surprised. It's free Winds of Magic, you can cast it whenever you can. That runesmith is not having a good day. He is Rune of Oath and Seal. See, that's just gone down, but there's nothing to both. I'm not sure what's gone on there. The Revenants from Atlas there looking very different to Pajad's, and oh my god, 3 units just rallied at the same time. Goliath Sun Eater, Roused, not something you see everywhere. The Rune Guardians, tireless in their fight back. Oh, okay, that's a new one. That's a glitch I wasn't previously aware of, but oh well, we'll ignore it. I've never seen that sync animation before, so I didn't know it existed. And we've got a big lightning cast coming down. Beautiful into there. But this is an undead win. The 3rd consecutive win for Pajad and Atlas. And that is 2 wins for DeCastro and Ida, so they are not out of this, but nor are they guaranteed a place in the final. Pajad and Atlas have made it to the final though. The only question is there a tiebreaker? Or is it Fatal Cowboy in hands? And that's game, let's be honest. I don't even know what's still on the field. Oh, it'd be the Runesmith. Yeah, I think there were a few issues. I think the lack of familiarity with the faction, while fun, didn't help Decastra there. Just some inefficiencies that you don't necessarily realise unless you play them quite a bit. Which doesn't normally matter, but in a 2v2 tournament like this, where people are playing at the top of the game, I think it comes back to bite me slightly. But well played, regardless. There was some great fighting there. I mean, look at those Chosen. The Chosen that I said were probably a less than efficient pick decided to go out and get 346 kills. Chaos Warriors also got same damage value. Well, they got one less, but they did it on the cheap. Giant, I actually missed what happened to the Giant. The Hell Cannon did well. In fact, Chaos Army in general did quite well, apart from Colex Sunita, who got bogged down, Curse of Years, didn't have the support structure in place because he's such a flashy thing that he baits you into that. Runesmith did okay. Miners pay for themselves, they always do. These units not so much. Storm Wardens, they earn their money back, as did the Peakgate Guard. The Thunderers, it was the Ranger Axemen as well, weren't amazing. The Gilda didn't do great. Rune Guardians did, and I maintain that they are one of the best undead killers in the game. Kemler is really Krell, who did amazingly. Skeletons and zombies did the job, they died, and they tired everyone out, while then the Graveguard killed an exhausted army with Cairn Wraiths and the actual killers. That's really what it boiled down to. Same in Pajad's army, I expect. Yeah, pretty by the numbers, to be honest. That is how you play the undead well. And it worked, because it does. Okay, so who's this battle? This is Ragnar, GGH, and Mickey against Pajad and Atlas. Who's just left. Not quite sure why. Let's inform Pajad and okay.
Ooh, that's a tempting one. Did I ever do Witchwood Hollow, or did I just think about Witchwood Hollow? I think I would remember a giant green glowing ball. Let's do Witchwood Hollow. We'll give Pajad first pick this time. Pajad, Ragnar, Atlas, GGH. Pick order. Okay, so this battle is to see whether Pajad and Atlas have managed to get a clean 4 wins. And whether GGH and Ragnar do it, but it has very little bearing on the result of the tournament, but it's still of significance in that it gives them a chance to win a game for GGH and Ragnar, and for Pajad and Atlas to decide to win all their games. I value it as much as I value the others. Norska, okay. That means Chaos, okay. They're picking the same faction again. I know someone spotted a theme. Windstooth, yeah, indeed. And then GGH's pick. Malls, that's fine. Okay, so if Mickey wants to go with cat. I'm not aware if he has that DLC or not. Okay, up goes the blocker. The one you guys know in the secrets beforehand. Admittedly, you all see the setup in a second anyway, but still, the point stands. Okay, interesting build from Ragnar. Nothing from Pajad or Atlas yet. I will take this opportunity to grab a glass of water, because I've been talking for hours now. Not missing anything, we've still only got 1 unit in Pajad's army and 2 in Atlas's, so a lot of consideration going on.
I'm liking Ragnar's build. It's eclectic, but it's very potent. Pajad's build is very Pajad. And Atlas is starting to forge a fighting style that's starting to look familiar to me. And this fits. A lot of this is going to depend on GGH's army. The more I look at the Norscan forces, the more I think that Skaven are going to matter the most. It's going to be an interesting one, this. So this is the 9th of our 10 games in the round robin start. For anyone who's lost track. Now if GGH and Ragnar win this, and then Cowboy and Hans win their battle, that will mean two teams have... Oh, that would mean they're the winners. Never mind, I'm wrong. No, then it would be PD and Boki win their battle. If that set of events happens, then we have a second battle between Cowboy and Hans, PD and Boki, to play for... Oh, and then there's also... Oh, God. Gets messy if that happens. No, lack of sleep. Oh, there we go. The issue that's affecting me is that I'm trying to figure out how to do a 3-place playoff in the event that it happens. We're all discussing a tournament. Well, I hope Picasso didn't go to bed because it's entirely possible that he's in final. Oh, if that's what you guys want to do amongst yourselves, then yeah, I'm fine with that. If you want to have it that battle is a tiebreaker, fine by me. It's been a 4-hour tournament so far, so I've no objections to. I've no objections to that at all because it's a best of 3 is the finals. So. Yeah, agreed. Whoever wins goes to the finals. DeCastro wants to go to bed because he has to be up at 6 AM. Well, given that it's currently 2 AM for him, that's reasonable. Surprised this is taking this long, which is quite alarming almost. Especially because these players normally load in quite quickly. Anyway, we shall see. No point having problems that don't exist yet. Now I'll grant you, cool though this looks, it can get a bit annoying when you pass, but it does look cool, you've got to give it that. Even if it does clip at every distance, going as this sort of pop guard texture for a microphone. Balance of power likes it being quite even, aside from there's a slight edge, but then there is a lord. So yeah, pretty even. Not quite sure what the delay is. It does look like it's entirely possible someone has crashed the game. I don't know, because that'd be a right pain on the 9th. GGH is still loading in. Apologies for the silence, I'm just communicating with the players who are here to let them know what's going on. For all its many wonders, this game still has aspects that are a colossal pain in the ass. I also don't know what happens if this time hits the end. Ah, someone dropped. Okay. Okay, everyone here is supposed to instantly ready up with no changes to their army. Obviously, Mickey doesn't. Okay, so GGH, I realised I was thinking, not speaking. He's rebooting his game and is returning. Okay, so we're just now waiting for GGH to load back in because obviously game issues. And we may actually change map to Targard. Ironically, I just sent a message to Ready Up and then everyone had to unready to read it. Can I mute Steam messages, Duke? I thought I already had. Is it the noise that's coming through, or is it the actual visual as well? Oh, you've been hearing them but not seeing them. Not sure. There we go. I've requested that everyone sends things on Discord instead of Steam, so that OBS detects correctly. It's been Pajad and Ragnar coordinating with me. Apologies for the wait. I'll discuss how this is going to work a bit. So we've established that the final game victor goes through to the final. That'd be a best of 3. And this game, Norska Chaos, and it'll be Skaven again with it'll be the same build, but if you can't remember exactly what his build was, it'll be a similar build. And it's gonna be a difficult it's going to be a difficult matchup to decide how to do Chaos and Norska against each other when they're such similar factions. Trying to diagnose GJH's problems here. Alright. He's got everything sorted. He's on his way back. That's great. If it had taken too long, we'd have swapped Mickey in. You can't have a tournament without at least one thing going wrong significantly, though, can you? I suppose we've had a few, but even so, thanks to everyone for sticking with it. We've got about double the average viewers that we normally have. So it's great that people are sticking with it despite a few hiccups on the old technological front. And yeah, he's attempting to make the same army again. It's difficult to remember exactly, but looks pretty much like me. Similar enough, regardless. And he's got the identical army, seemingly. And the screen blocker should be gone. And we're in. And we're doing a different map, just in case that was the issue. I know GGH doesn't have the strongest of computers, and it's entirely possible that the giant green ball isn't conducive to a good load time. Or any load time as it happened. So I've gone for a less taxing map. We have already had this, haven't we? I'd forgotten. Oh well. We know it works. I was about to explain how this hill's important, but there's other options, and then it felt vaguely familiar. Chill guys were in here. Anyway. They were on the other side, so it's a different beast, and some familiarity with the maps, not harmful to the gameplay. Oh, no, we're good. There was a minute there where I thought we were in. Oops. Somehow launched a spell browser. No idea how I did that. Okay, these armies. I've already seen them lots of times. A couple of spearmen, load of marauders, wildkin for the flanks, plenty of dogs of various sizes, skin wolves, twice, and mist stalkers, which are going to be sneaky and scary. A couple of horsemen, a couple of warhounds, some more marauders, and the trolls that are becoming Atlas's signature. A couple of berserkers, I believe. Second one somewhere, there it is. Second troll. Marauders, a jarl on a bike, and Shaman Sorcerer of Death on foot. I'd probably swap the mounts round for those, personally. Pajad's Lord. Oh, it's Wulfric on a mammoth with a mammoth. He's got a double mammoth. And they are in the trees, which is a really strange choice. I don't know whether that's just out of the way or what. On the other flank, on the flank side, we've got wolf rats, rat ogres, a big old death ball, Radguard, 3 storm vermin, plague priest, quick head taker. Got to run a contingent backed with rat ogres, which is quite nice. That net damage, the whole lot, and I mean, I'm sure everyone's attention was being drawn by the massive bird, regardless. Sarthoriel the Everwatcher has graced us with his presence. Loads of spells on him. Forsaken. Chaos Axe Marauders twice, 3 times even. A couple of Marauders. Chosen Albedeers, which, I mean, aside from being a completely beautiful looking thing, are gonna play a significant role, I would imagine. More Forsaken. Marauder Horsemen twice, and 2 Chaos Lancers, which will either get Slaneshed or corned, I would imagine. I can't see it going any other way, really. Mickey's Lord is top left corner. Okay, Mickey's Lord's going to go there to get out of other people. Oh, that's probably better anyway. Okay. Hell Cannon as well. I missed the Hell Cannon. It was behind the house. I knew I was missing it. Oops. So the double mammoth is really the centerpiece. The double mammoth, double ice troll is the centerpiece of this build. The Berserkers 2. Not insignificant to the damage output, but not an amazing frontliner. You don't have to be amazing, just be Skaven. And Chaos, which also isn't amazing apart from these guys, which are, but Berserkers will do them in. Don's employee, Ragnar ready. Wild Kid out on the wide flank. But if they get tied down by these and ripped up by rat ogres, that's not a nice start. I'm not quite sure what the hold up is because this all looks set up for some time, but I don't know, there's some adjustment going on. Besides, this is often used as a time to discuss the plan as much as it is actually deploy. Big Bird is definitely going to be one of the more spectacular parts of this battle, I think. And the Plague Priest on his bell has made, I don't know how many appearances in this tournament, but my god, it's a popular occurrence. Not his bell, his Plague Cauldron, whatever they're called. The one that's like a bell but doesn't make the satisfying noise. Oh, they've decided a complete redeployment's in order. I apologise for the vast wait between fight and fight. Okay, that's the noise we like to hear. That means we're going to have the battle starting now. Troops have uncovered hidden foes. Okay, the dogs were instantly spotted by the other dogs. and are chasing them into the path of the Wildkin. That is bait, if ever I've seen it. Whether it matters that it's taken. Oh, that's... Oh. This guy right here is the luckiest Norseman ever lived. Now then. Chaos moving up, forming shield walls. Let him waste his Marauder Horseman ammo if he's doing it, which he isn't so far. All he's got to do with those is sit in shield wall and let the volley come, which Atlas has decided not to do, which is wise. Shot from the Hell Cannon killing, no, just knocking over one very lucky guy. Okay, those shield wall, if he stands still, won't do much. Exactly what he needs from Ragnar there. That is how to deal with that. Those dogs taking some damage from the horsemen and horse masters, and the Jarl deciding to chase them off a little. Mammoth's going to try and take the hill, which is a significant beast. Sartorial blobbing everything up, ready for what I'm guessing will be a overcast Phantom Transportation. My choice. That's a Phantom Transportation, and I would personally risk the overcast. And he did indeed. The miscast goes off. Sartorial takes a lot of damage and deals even more. Well chosen there. Chaos Marauders against Marauders, pretty even fight. Chaos Axe Marauders chunking away on the Mammoth, but the Mammoth doing way more in the other direction. This is a time where the Lancers should move forward, those guys move across to there, and the Chosen are going to come up there with Mark of Corn. That's going to hurt. These are going to try and move in to stop that, which means that that's why the Lancers were needed to push forwards. On the other flank, looks to be going much more in the favour of Ragnar and GGH. Quick head takers starting to get in but getting stuck on the belt, and that was a beautiful Hell Cannon shot, just deciding to deny that area completely. Nice play by Ragnar moving down. It's just a shame that those Lancers haven't moved in yet. Chosen Halberdiers just deciding that they're going to start mulching, and Forsaken not yet been marked. And what looks like a Golden Hound, possibly a plague. Using the Polite Storm. Royce Bladewind. Oh my god. I know Ragnar is a fan of Bladewind, but even so, it always surprises me when he does that. That's one of the best casts of the tournament. Bonebreaker's in there. Seafang sounds like I just missed it, unfortunately. It looks like it might have gone through these guys, which about the damages, because this is a complete loss, is there. But yeah, that Bladewind, both sides have lost their own right flank in a complete exchange. Sartorial the Everwatcher nearly dead on 143 kills already. Those poor horsemen. Can't hit the side of a barn door, but it somehow manages to clip them. Fate is a fickle mistress. Sartorial the Everwatcher struggling. I am surprised we haven't seen more combinations of order and chaos, and having things like big birds with life magic and regrowth and things like that. Hey up, what with this? Death, oh it's there's a death cast on the field, it's Purple Sun. Cancelled though. Hell Cannon staying manned. The attack has come from this direction. It needs to come from that one if you actually want to stop an artillery piece. Searing Doom deciding just to knock a few ice trolls over. Make them take a dirt nap for a short time. Skimwolf Waking, very tanky beast. Great unit. Also losing. A nice consolidation forces at the back here by Atlas. This is a stomp in this direction, apart from the Chaos Halberdiers are holding on. 1,800 damage value already. They are tanky this stuff, and this is with Corn. They are lasting brilliantly, but they are chosen. They are worthy of the price you pay for them and the small numbers that you get. Much as I'm often told they're not. The Mammoth is looking low, but so is Sartorial, and that is a Final Transportation. Could even be overcast. It's not, which I think is wise. Slowed them down to stop the Mammoth arriving and really chunked that lot down. and that stayed affecting Wolfric for some time. But Southorian's going to get a rage shot from Wolfric, and that could be the end of Big Bird. 100 champion stopping getting out of there. Soul Blight down, and Big Bird is down. That was very unfortunate, but excellent use of the Ice Trolls. Easy to point out the Wolfric one, but the Ice Trolls pinning in there were of massive significance, and another Sea Fang, I suspect, in that direction. Even a few models there. I'm expecting some summons soon. They've both been brought, as has Plague and Pestilent Breath. So Pestilent Breath could do a number on things like this, as indeed could a Plague used right here. Ragnar's forces are mostly dead. But as PD is sure to be already typing, mostly dead is still partially alive. Pity about these units, they make a big difference, and now will be the time for the Pestilent Breaths. I suspect he's trying to get near to use the bounce spell, and that is the wind up, but that is Plague, and they are going to get out of there. It needs cancelling and replacing with a Pestilent Breath, and it needs doing now. And that's unfortunate. Really wants this angle from the maximum casualties. Ragnar's troops are starting to recover. All corn. Yeah, full corn here, and make no wonder these battles flying past. That Plague Priest can get a nice spell on, especially now that that's done that. Spirit Leech bringing it down. These gutter runners are definitely going to have a bad day if those marauders wake up and decide to chunk them down. And that spell is a something. Mammoth has recovered, but that hell cannon is still going. Now it's finally been pushed off. Pestilent Breath doing a few unfortunate Chaos troops as well, but chunking down the Wild King anyway, that's pretty handy. Those wolves are going to do quite well against those exhausted lancers. Fatigue is of significance. Gutter runners mercifully going to slow down those warhounds just enough to not all get completely eaten, and that is the sound of a Sea Fang. You're going to do way more harm than you do, I'm sure, to the troops, unless it is perfect zone, which it does appear to be. The timing was spot on there. Plague Priest summoning on himself. It's going to happen again. No, he's realised. Balance of power is even. Doesn't look even. Oh, there are more Skaven on the field than I had realised. I still wouldn't class it as even. This is why it's important that armor loss is in minus 120, because it has a poor way of discerning what's happening. That mammoth charge did a lot. Oh my god, that is a nearly dead, exhausted mammoth. But my god, they are completely dead, squished plague monks. I'm scared off. Is this another? No, it can't be another Bloodwind. It must be a plague. Pajad has noticed. Atlas has not. That's going to do a big old chunk of damage on the town. A nice pestilent breath through all this lot would do. But it would be the only real Hail Mary option left. Especially in Overcast. I can't really see any other players here. Mist Stalkers sweeping up. I think they've been forgotten also because they're at full health and they don't have regen. Another summon coming down. That miscast is going to be brutal. GGH is agreed. If it miscasts, it might kill some Skimmels though. And oh my god, that killed a lot of Skimmels. That was 7 Skimmels that brought down. And I'm not sure what's holding the balance of power this high up. Oh my god, there's 2 gutter runners. I haven't been checking the forest.
Oh, that looked like it hurt.
2 gutter runners. All this stuff's exhaust starts now. Enough of it's in a condition that it can hack, that I think it might still be game. If this had all been exhausted and those gutter runners had arrived, there's some chance, but they've now got to give attack orders. It's a difficult position there. And oh my god, this is why I'm zoomed in, so we can all appreciate the gutter runners getting completely smushed into pulps. And Wolf of the Wanderer. Last charge of the Skaven and a quick head taker back into it. The battle may be over, but he can still get a valiant end. Valiant-ish end. He did run away at the last second there and take an axe to the back of the head, which wasn't the most valiant. That's game. A clean sweep by Atlas and Pajad. An impressive feat. A lot of very high damage values there. Some nice... I mean, that Blade Wind was absolutely disgusting. Rat Ogres, Gutter Runners, Red Guard. A good show all round. Oh, MVPs right there. Ice Trolls, 203 kills, 3,400 damage value. The Mammoths definitely put in a lot of work. I do think the prize has to go to those Ice Trolls. Oh, and the lobby's crashed. Oh, no it hasn't, it's recovered. Okay, I'm going to kick Pajad and Atlas out. Oops, just close the slot instead. Hans and Cowboy, PD and Bokeh. Which one's Volk Scrap? No, I don't like that one. That's not the one I thought it was. Oh, Prague. That's what we're going to fight. We're going to fight Prague. Prague the map. PD, Cowboy, Bokeh. Hans the picks. Good luck all. And then I will take the opportunity to have a quick glass of water and return momentarily. So imagine my surprise when I returned from my glass of water to find a Tomb King against Tomb King setup. I'm not falling asleep right now because it's interesting stuff. I haven't even looked at these armies yet. Oh, they're not particularly developed yet. All that time management watched waiting for Tomb Kings and now two come up once. Oh my god, there's some surprises in these armies. Yes, I agree, Ragnar. Your team fought incredibly well. Especially given that you had the least experience, even in a vanilla setting. It was an inexperienced team, and then in an end times setting, it was even more comparatively inexperienced. And so, I think it was a damn fine showing. Yeah, a lot of clan wars today. But as we mentioned to the chap earlier, there's more tournaments to come. And more casual play. I think Bill Ragnar's already trying to sort a Sub-Commander's game out for tomorrow. The great thing about this tournament, and I'd like to thank all the players who've come in without knowing the mod, who were just asked, there's a mod, you don't know what you're doing, do you want to come to a tournament? And all said yes. Thanks to all of you guys. It's a hell of a thing. And it's injected a bit, I mean, it already... so we are already pretty active, but the difference has been huge. It's injected even more life into the multiplayer. And it's great. It really is. Waking up to see 8 players, I mean, normally a lot of it revolves around when I set up games and things like that, and then to do it while more players than could possibly fit in the lobbies while I'm asleep is phenomenal for me. Yeah, those corned halberdiers were incredible. Slanesh would almost have been even more potent. Would have done less damage, but there was a lot of armour piercing and so on that the defence would have been great against. I think Nurgle would have been a bit of a waste, but Queek killed the Jarl. Yeah, Queek had a good showing that one. It's probably one of the better showings for Queek. This is the nearest mirror match in mirror matches we've had. Yeah, Sathoriel is absolutely huge. He's actually even bigger than the other big birds. He is one big bird. And it was well worth it, just to see that Blade Wind. Because that Blade Wind was absolutely filthy. Oh, Ragnar, you've got to watch that back, mate. It was a completely disgusting Blade Wind. I mean, it's only you that's ever described yourself as a Chad, but yes, Blade Wind Master, certainly. Yes, it will, and it'll be available both on Twitch for a week or so, and then I've got a copy saved to go onto the TWW2 YouTube channel as well. Though as that will take some time to upload, I imagine that won't be on till maybe tomorrow night. Because by the time this is finished at about nearly 3 AM for me, I won't be uploading 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours of YouTube footage of video to YouTube. Okay, these armies are definitely being considered highly, but as it is effectively the semi-final, the winner of this going through to the final, I don't mind that. These armies haven't changed in ages. Everyone's just second guessing themselves at this point. Okay, now I'm going to reveal information a little bit earlier than normal because you're in for a treat. There are 3 Tomb Scorpions in this fight. This is going to be one hell of a strange battle. I have no idea what to expect of this. This is going to be a brilliant semi-final. Okay, so let's take a look at the Tomb Kings, and then I'm going to do it differently. Instead of doing one team than the other, I want to show both Tomb Kings off first. So we've got Ark of the Black on his purple glowy chariot, with a line of skeleton spearmen and swordsmen. The Blessed Legion of Redacted. 2 Ushabtis standard. 2 Tomb Scorpions. And the Chosen of the Gods. Surprised there's no Necrotect, to be honest. And in the other corner, a very similar front line, 5 Spearmen, but a little bit more elite, with double Tomb Guard, double Skeleton Archer, and the same ROR Archers, double Nehekaran Horseman, Great Bow Shabti, and yet another Tomb Scorpion. Then there's Chaos. Chaos also a lot of metal with, I believe, just Final Transmutation, also Searing Doom. 2 Chaos Halberds. 2 Daughters of Chaos. 2 Marauder Horsemasters. A Manticore. Chaos Warriors. Chaos Halberdiers. Daughters of Chaos. Chaos Marauders. Chaos Warriors. 2 Chaos Lancers, Chaos Marauders again, another Daughters of Chaos, and then Halberdiers and Warriors. And then back to the high elves. Also got water, I'm afraid. Okay, so we've got warriors out on the flank with their lovely Lothern colours. White lines of Krace, a Lothern Sea Guard back, another white lions, and then this is a bit of a lion themed army. Lion chariots of Krace, Illyrian Reavers twice, Silverhelm Shotcav, and a Death Mage on a Moon Dragon. Oh, Cetra the Imperishable is on a kitty. This is going to be very strange. Look at the depth to this build and the width of this one. This is going to naturally come into this shape, which is usually very advantageous, but the way the Tomb Scorpions work and push through any direction they go in, they end up behind. And with an entire thin line like this, I don't honestly know. Death Magic, I honestly don't think is as strong as some other magics. But tournament players seem to disagree. I'd rather have life or light or beasts, life, possibly even fire, shadows. I like most things better than I like death magic, to be honest. The only thing I really like about death magic compared to other things, doom and darkness and purple sun. There's not many options for killing monstrous infantry 24 model style units that death excels at. The leadership debuff is great, but light can give a leadership and fatigue penalty to the undead. Game stopping, what? Oh, no, I'm going back. Illyrian Reavers pushing out on the flank early. The cavalry is definitely with the High Elves and the Tomb Kings, rather than the Falls of Nagash and Chaos, but snip snip. A couple of horses dead. A couple more. Chaos Lancers are hidden. PD does not know what his troops are getting in for. Hans apparently hasn't noticed either. I think Hans is probably controlling these horse masters over here and hasn't noticed the opportunity that awaits him, that he's going with every second that Shaggy's Archmage gets nearer. This is what I was feared of, is that these cavalry run down here and all that happens is the flank turns, and that achieves the goal of the cavalry without the cavalry ever having to fight. Look, the formation is already stagnating without any real losses or combat. If this is going to happen here, this has to be aggressive, which it is, but it's a big ask. Okay, where's the second Tomb Scorpion? That's the next question. There's one over there, and there's one over here. And out it comes. Great unit. Some of the best animations. And as far as it goes for animations giving your unit power, it's probably not the best. In style, it's up there as one of the best, certainly. I can see the puff of the Shabti Chosen of the God arrows splitting. I suspect they're shooting the white lions or possibly the lion chariots, but something with a lion on it. That isn't good for Arkan the Black. He needs to get out of there and he needs to do it right now. And those Chaos Lancers need to be sacrificed for the greater good in my mind. Chaos Lancers are good, but they're not Arkan the Black good. Daughters of Chaos, these are going to be key. Oh, it's Lothern Sea Guard that I shot at. So I'm surprised that it's those and not the other ones, to be honest. Oh, they've both got the backstone. Never mind, I'm wrong. A rather battered Manticore there. See the blood at 20 paces. Tomb Scorpion versus a Shabty. We haven't had a Tomb Scorpion versus Tomb Scorpion fight yet, but I think both sides want to keep theirs pristine and don't really want a coin toss. Daughters of Chaos, well suited to this kind of fight. Someone's already ready. It must be Berkey's. Yeah, he's lost a lot of men. Those cavalry are wreaking havoc. These lancers are starting to be slightly misused. It's a shame, but I can see why. Because there's a lot going on for Hans here. Tomb Scorpion is bogged down. Where on earth? There it is. Is the other Tomb Scorpion. So the Tomb Scorpion fight is going in the favour of the people with 2, which isn't hugely surprising. That looks like a Purple Sun of Xerius to me, and that is going to hurt like hell. Oh, and a miscast from Ark in the Black. Just blowing up everything. Phantom's Rotation. Oh, and another cast as well. Purple Sun there. What the hell did... Oh, Spirit was an upgraded Spirit Leech onto the Dragon that Ark in the Black miscast. That's going to hurt those Ashanti a lot. Skeleton Spearman bogging down the Realm of Souls of Shabty, getting ready to get his own Realm of Souls up. The Spearman keeping back the now exhausted Silver Helms, while the Chosen of God, the gods decide they're actually just going to chill there for a bit while shooting stuff. White Lion Chariots of Krace are losing, and I think this is edging in the favour of the Nagash Two Kings, not the Cetra ones. Great Bow Shabty with contact effect, and there we go. This is why Purple Sun of Xerius is such a good spell, because these Great Bow Shabty are getting slaughtered by it. They are just dropping dead. Now it's ended, but it killed a lot of Great Bow Shabty there. And chunk down a couple more. It's a brilliant spell. Oh, that's going to hurt. That looks like a serious dude. Yeah, that looks like it hurts like hell. Ark in the Black needs to get out of there and let some regeneration happen. Because it is... I've just said it's going in one way and I'm not convinced it's true. I'm not convinced it's not either. This is going to be a close, bloody game. Phantom's Rotation's gone down. Is it overcast? It's not. Who cares? It's going to do a whole hell of a lot. Daughters of Chaos just cleaning it up. 152 kills so far. Just decided a few of them should be a Shabty. They are loving life. Dedicated to Slaanesh and loving it. Great Bow and Chosen of the Gods around are holding off the Silver Helms. The Warriors have arrived. All these high elves are exhausted. This is why I think Life and Light Magic are a better pick than Death in this match. There's no way I think a Shaiish mate Archmage is better than whatever the hell the White Mage is called. The high elves in this matchup. Barona's Time Warp here, I think would be the although Sesha the Imperishable is like giving some opportunity for somebody to be completely wrong and prove that actually it wasn't needed and Sesha's going to kill everything. Great Realm of Souls, a Shabty, been summoned here against the Lord of the Sea Guard to try, and it's actually to try and bog down the Ark to maybe save Arkan, I believe. But Arkan's dead. He's not, but he is. He's got 121 leadership and he's about to crumble out. 37, 28. Critical binding, he recovered on 28 health on his healing cap. He will die to a local sneeze. Can he get any spells off before he does it is the real question. Doom and Darkness gone down. I cannot believe that Carbon has managed to save Archon on 28 health. If he gets another spell off, that was a gorgeous breath attack. I agree with the balance of power. I think that is exactly the situation, which is something I've never said before. Tomb Scorpion beating off the cavalry there and the Chaos forces in the south. Doors of Chaos taking a lot of friendly fire there, but in exchange, White Lions of Chris, not too bad. Archon the Black is still alive. Don't ask me how, because I don't know it. He needs to get a spell cast in though. Neherkaren Horseman. If one of these horsemen goes straight and hits him, he dies. Legitimately. They do 38 damage, not 28 health. Admittedly I am, but you know, my point stands. Skeleton Spearman slaughtering. Oh, Set of the Imperishable is going Archon hunting, I think. Yep. We're about to see a giant metal cat try and hunt a skeleton. Has Archon just miscast? Oh, no, he can't, because he'd be dead. He has just cast something though. Spirit Leech. Oh my god. Cowboy actually did an overcast against Setter of the Imperishable there. That is ballsy. Could it paid off? There's still a Shaiish Archmage. Obviously decided that something the Manticore was worth chasing off. Setter of the Imperishable trying to get free. I don't know why I'm saying it's full title. Setter of the Imperishable doing his damnedest, and Incantation of Vengeance? Yeah. Syrian's Incantation of Vengeance going down on the Chaos Lancers, and a nice breath attack on the Blessed Legion, but his armour's still sundered, which means these are chosen of the gods. Gonna kill him. Yeah, he's dead. Well, she's dead rather. And Cetra managed to kill Archon. He's gonna die doing it, but he killed Archon. A last hurrah. Skeleton Spearman coming against the Warriors. The Warriors are we gonna win that, even though they are exhausted and wavering? Maybe not actually. Maybe exhaustion will be enough to hold them back. They're not. Neither of them in a great state. And yeah, this is now unwinnable, but it's nice for Cetra to get his last down. Splat the Chaos Warriors. And that's game. '94. There's some Illyrian Reavers stuck against some swordsmen there. And that's game. Well played. And that means Fatal Cowboy and Hans are in the final against Pajad and Atlas. One winning 3 games, one winning 4. The only game that Fatal Cowboy and Hans lost was against Pajad and Atlas, so we shall see. Worth mentioning how insane the Doors of Chaos were there, as well as the Halberdiers. And honestly, when do you see 10,000 damage on Marauders that often? Chaos Source Lord of Metal, gorgeous stuff. Chaos Lancers, despite quite a few misplays, incredible stuff. Archon the Black, yeah. Ashavta did well. Chosen of the Gods were just MVP, as were the Blessed Legion. PD's Mage, in fairness to all my comments, did in fact get nearly 7,000 damage value, despite me saying that I don't think death was the right choice. So there's that. Boki, such as the Imperishable, 1500. Respectable. Tomb Guard did okay. Blessed Legion, I mean, it just goes to show that you cannot, in one battle, discern the worth of a unit. Nekar and Horseman, again, just showing the same thing. And Tomb Scorpions, similarly. So Pajad and Atlas are hopping in now. Oops. I can't type. Okay. Which is the Plateau of the Dead? Is that the horrible one or is that the nice one? That's the horrible one. Storm Demon. Okay, Pajad and Atlas. Waiting in the wings. Well played, Bucket. Yeah, Cowboy is currently at 8 PM. A lot of the players are well into the early hours of the morning now. I believe many of us, it is currently 3 AM, it's 2 AM here. I know it is for me and Pajad. 2 AM, I don't know the time zones of everyone there. Okay, so the map is Storm Demon. Hans, Atlas, Cowboy, Pajat, pick order. And I am aware the stream has calmed as time's gone on, but it is 2 AM and the tone suits. The energy is still in the battles. It's just difficult to express it in a way that isn't loud in volume as well as loud in tone. Lizardman from Hans. Not sure. Oh, we have had that before, I believe. So Atlas, we're picking next. Rapid discussion with Pajad going on, I can sense. Greenskins from Atlas. One of his stronger factions. Cowboy next. I'm guessing Chaos. Well, I was wrong. I wasn't even remotely near right. Did not see that coming at all. I didn't even know the Cowboy played the Empire. Wow, this is going to be fun. And then Pajad. Let's see who he plays. I mean, it's unlikely Pajad plays the Skaven.
Let's be honest. Well, that was good timing, wasn't it? It's unlikely Pajab plays the Skaven. Let's be honest. Pop Skaven for me. Well then. Indeed, Bookie. I didn't. Cowboy is the Empire and Pajad is the Skaven? I thought... What? What is this? Right, fair enough. This is something. I'm not sure what to expect here, I'll be honest. This is going to be strange. Everyone's playing against type here. Oh my god. I mean, you don't know what the content is, you just know that Cowboys Army made me just involuntarily yell out, oh my god. That's an army. Oh my god. What's going on? It's only 8 PM for some of these guys. What is in the air? These armies are incredible. And not like a meta kind of way. This is exactly the sort of army I expected this tournament to birth. These are completely insane armies. They need about 200 actions per second, these armies. I'm afraid it's not quick. I'll give you that much. I do still think heads will be taken though. No, it's not quick, but heads will be taken. Yeah, it can't be helped. I get why it's not quick in this matchup. But honestly, I wouldn't expect either of the two lords that Cowboy and Hans have brought in this matchup. Everything seems to have been topsy-turvy in this battle. We shall see. What on earth is this? What is Ragnar laughing to himself about? You can see what Lord Hans brought. How? My blocker's not too small. It's covering halfway into the Lord section. Is it showing up differently on different streams? Oh, I see. That's a good point. Interesting. I'll know that for next time. I'll have to make it slightly wider. I'll cover the whole section next time.
Not that it's a game changer particularly. Oh my god. What is this? Come on then, gents, let's get into this final. The armies haven't changed in ages. Best of 3, yeah. First one to win 2. You go to get you up in the Morgnis. Oh, Ragnar's typing. It's always amusing. And never English. Right, let's get this blocker off and into this battle ASAP. Honestly, there's the same number of games as a normal tournament, and it's normally 3 hours. I have no idea why this is taken from 9 till 2. But here we are. I suspect it's just because it's a 2v2 tournament, so the battles are slightly bigger. And there's a bit more waiting for people to get in. Okay. Interesting map. Terrain. What's more interesting are these completely zany armies. We've got an almost all skink army, but with a massive Pterodon contingent. We've got an Imperial Knight army, all on foot, with a massive Outrider contingent. We've got a huge number of Skaven slaves, backed with double plated claw. And we've got spiders. Lots and lots of spiders. This is the most legs ever seen on screen. And I've said that before this tournament, and this is still more because of all the Skaven slaves. Oh no. Atlas has dropped from the game. Oh, this isn't ideal. Atlas has lost his internet connection. Yes, I agree completely with Ragnar's message in the chat there. Yeah, exactly. I agree. This wouldn't have happened if we had Quake. Yeah, everyone's withdrawn. Yep. What the hell? It's also 0 losses. Oh yeah. Okay, Atlas actually had a power issue, but it's been fixed. Yes, but yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that was just muscle memory or what the hell was going through Pajad's head there. But you've seen the armies now. The armies have been built. And now you can see why my reactions were what they are. He's rebuilding the same thing. Okay, estimated 2 to 3 minutes from Atlas. Yeah, I agree. These armies are completely just zany. I mean, look at this. With that. Okay, Atlas has power back. Well, we've had a fair share of hiccups this tournament, I'll grant you. But, can't be helped. Oh, there we go, now the army's looking right. Yeah, you see. Bear in mind, this is going to be with double gigantic spider, among other things, and then I believe double spider rider archers. I think it was. Oh no, yeah, it was that. It went through a lot of iterations. I can see why I can't remember exactly what it was. Okay, nice right now. How many people? No, I mean, how many have you got? Have you got 6? Oof. 4v4 will hurt some people's PCs. I don't know, let's go. If not, I'm sure you'll be able to get a 6th easy. A 4v4 does sound fun. The problem with 4v4s is everyone's computer crashes in the first 3 seconds and then you play a slideshow. But, despite that, they're fun. That's how good 4v4s are. Okay, Atlas has loaded up his game and we'll be in a moment. Yeah, I mean, it's a complete slideshow in a 4v4. They've got 8 people's internet and 8 people's machines all trying to synchronise and keep everything exactly the same pace, and it ends up being more like a PowerPoint than anything else. But it's a very entertaining PowerPoint, especially sub-commanders. For anyone who isn't aware, sub-commanders is where you all control a different aspect of the army, rather than each controlling an army. And that can lead to some entertaining mishaps or some really fun synergy, depending on what kind of game it ends up being. Oh, I swear Alice was here a second ago. Why is everyone already in? I'm not sure what happened there because I don't know where Alice went. Oh, okay. No, I've got a... I'm just gathering everyone together. God, Ragnar's typing skills are contagious. To you and Clack. Sounds like I'm on the Lizardmen's side. It's a shame we didn't get to see those Zany armies fight, but I'm sure we'll see them again. Hans and Cowboy are in voice chat, so as soon as one of them sees it.
So will the other one. So hopefully that's long enough for them to have opened up Twitch or whatever. So what's going to happen is, because Pajad and Atlas won 4 and no one else did, I'll just do the traditional round robin end rather than the ending as planned on, and award them the victory for winning 4 games. I can't think of a fairer way to do it than that. Though I'm sure everyone would have loved to see the armies that were in the battle there take place. I'm afraid Atlas has had a power cut and then something else as well. So as if dealing with the one wasn't enough. So an amazing tournament, and thank you to everyone who participated. I appreciate it immensely, and I hope everyone else has enjoyed it as much as I have. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. Congratulations to David and Goliath that are Pajad and Atlas.